Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own research analysis before making any investment based on your personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our website or podcast and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. What's up, my future one percenters? This is Marathon Money, brought to you by Wincrease.com. I'm Cam Jones, Prince of the Stock Market, and I'm here with the big homie, Kenny Coins. What up, man?
What's going, man? What's up, man? I missed the week last week.
Yeah, and you was on vacation.
Man, it was not really a vacation, but, you know.
Use a PTO day.
Oh, man. But, boy, man, these stocks, they still looking good.
Still hot.
We might have to talk about Take-Two.
Man, you know, last week I was talking about some of the winners that we had. I didn't talk about no losers, but Take-Two, man, they disappointing me right now, man.
Yeah, man, there was a heavy hitter for 3 years running. Yeah. You don't understand, man. They came from $24. Like, I don't know what's going on. Honestly,
well, they're gonna hit a certain market cap, or they're worth a certain amount to where, you know, now they have to justify that market cap, and maybe they aren't ready to do that yet. I still think it's a good stock, but yeah, man, I was looking for more in the hundreds right now. It didn't have to be around the highs, like the $140 area, but I at least figured it would be in the hundreds, you know, somewhere in the low hundreds.
Yeah, that's the only stock in our portfolio is, like, honestly, just not doing so well. And we might have to talk about breakup.
Yeah, liquidating that joint, man.
Yeah, letting it go. See you later, adios. You know what I mean? We might have to let it go, but
let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look at it right now. It's in a downtrend on the year, which you never want to see it like that. But obviously, it can reverse. But we were beginning of the year. It was in the hundreds. So I mean, it's like a 10% drop right now.
This could be very well be the bottom, honestly, just by looking at it across a 2-year range.
Mm-hmm. Well, to me, the support was about $90.
$90.
Support was about $95.
Oh,
I'm looking at the year. I'm looking at the daily year chart, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at the daily year. My thing, I feel like support was more like 89, 90, and then I felt like it fell below that because it was 88.
Right. Either way, it fell below.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to fall below. At that point, you've got to look for other prices for support, and other prices of support are below the price that it just fell.
There's a period. This is just below. You know what I mean? I felt like that the big support was really $100.
Yeah, I see that. That was when it that's messed up. I had some high hopes for Take-Two. I still do, man.
They might be struggling with that
eSports.
The eSports, man. Man, I think they, paying a dude for 6 months to $100K for 6 months is a lot of money.
Right. I mean, honestly, I think watching people play video games is not the best money making idea, but people.
I'm not saying it's not gonna make money. I'm saying, just put it this way. I don't think paying a dude 100K to play 2K for 3 to 4, whatever, 5 months. I know it's less than 6 months. Is very like a good business idea.
Well, I mean, I'll play
A,
2K for 100K. Man, I think
Yeah, you will. I will.
it's
I don't know. I will, but I don't think paying people to do that.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think
You know
that
what I mean?
they got
Definitely. You know what I mean? The viewers. I don't feel like the viewers are there yet.
right. They got to figure that out. I mean, they may be ahead of their time. We may be talking about this in 5-6 years. Might be like, yo, eSports. That's the way to go. Maybe ahead of their
Yeah.
time a little bit. I think that it could be. I think it's a good idea. They just have to figure out how to monetize from it. You know what I'm saying? But to me personally, I'm not gonna sit there and watch people play video games, but people watch other people do, a lot of different things that you know, it's obviously some type of market out there for it. You know, does it appeal to me?
Yeah.
No, but it appeals to other people.
Yeah. I completely understand that, and to tell you the truth, man, I just don't like. I see the market. I see the future of it, but at the same time, like to I think it's just, what I mean, without some type of tournament or something like that, I just feel like it just, to me, it won't make any money, because if you do a tournament, maybe you can like charge the players to come in, and then
Right?
like
Yeah.
have people come and see and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But to have a whole season and have your own player and all that stuff, I feel like that's way more money than, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it. I get it. So I mean, this is the big question right now. Are we gonna drop them from our portfolio?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't really know. You know what I mean?
I
And
would.
to tell you, I'm thinking about it, but at the same time, it's just like we're already down 10%, and
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. We gotta make. Let's make this decision right here, man. We looking at the chart. Okay, from what I see, it's in a downtrend. Next level of support, I can't even see because I gotta get out of the yearly daily chart. I gotta go
yeah.
to a monthly.
And that was the second thing I was gonna tell you. I can't even see it, because I'm about to enter the weekly.
The
You
next
know what I
level of
mean?
support is gonna be, to me, it looks like it's 80. It's at 88
Yeah.
right now. I mean, we could cut our
It bounced
losses.
last week. It bounced off the 84 low.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? That could alone be resistance and giving an opportunity to come back up.
Right.
Um, I personally think, let's see how next week handles itself. If it's a continuation,
We out.
we out. If it's
Yeah, we
not,
gotta be
um,
aggressive in this game, man. So
we do, man. We do. We gotta be aggressive. This is as good as we're doing. We don't want unnecessary things to eat up our profits.
exactly. I like
You know what I
that. I,
mean?
I
But
like that right there.
let's talk about key site technologies.
Let's talk about these boys. That's the all star, man. That's the
Big
all star.
winners. 40%. Big winners.
I, I,
Big
I think
winners.
it's up more than 40% on the year.
On
I,
the year?
yeah, I think it's. Hold on, I'm bringing it up now. Hold up. I think it was more like 60. Because right now I'm reading that it's at 85.90. We're
Oh, 73.82%. That's the exact. That's what I had from 2 weeks ago.
okay. We looking at different.
Yeah, I had that from 2 weeks ago. But yeah, you're right.
We
That's huge move, man.
see my thing is saying I'm looking on the CNBC right now. It's at
Yeah.
85.90. When we were talking about it on the first of the year podcast, it was like 60, $60, $62, something like that.
It was actually 61.95.
And now it's at 85. But my
80,
thing,
basically $86.
yeah, yeah, right. Okay, we gonna call it 86. My CNBC is saying year to date 38.37
Yeah,
percent. That's not. I don't think that's right.
yeah. I honestly, that's what mine's is saying, 38.6%. But honestly, just in 2 months, getting that to have 40%, that's
Yeah,
still phenomenal.
maybe my math off, man. I'm gonna go by CNBC though. They say year to date 38.37
Yeah.
percent. I just that move from 60 from the low 60s to where we at 86 right now. That's major, man. We only in March.
Another thing I got to give it to, I don't know if Zillow changed things around, but they up 30%. Um, Cure is up 25%.
Yeah, my boys, my homies.
Boy, JD,
Oh, they
JD
came
huge,
up. They came up.
bro. That's 46%. We got in there at 1970, basically $29, 28.73. Glue. This is the most shocking one. Honestly, um, we didn't have high hope for this. Just to be, we was just gonna
That was a
accept maybe,
lotto. That was a lotto.
yeah, accept maybe a 2 to 5% move, but 15% move is huge. $7.89. That's a good move. BMY 13%. Um,
So I remember when we were talking yesterday, man. You mentioned something. If people would have just put $100 in on these, what would they have right
yeah.
now?
If, like, for example, we started this portfolio for 2019 stocks. You know what I mean? I like that. I'm gonna start going with that. This guy at work was listening to him. You know what I mean? MMG, stocks, bro. MMS, marathon money. Um, but he was saying, he did the math. He listened to our podcast since from the beginning. He said he did the math. If somebody would have put $100 January 5th, by that it would either be between $1,700 to $2,500 as of right now, just $100. You know what I mean? If you split them out through all the shares, just at that price, you know what I mean? He said pretty much, that'll be a good amount of money. But he also said if you had enough money, you would have put $100 in every single stock that was on the list. You know what I mean? You will have at least $10,000 to $15,000, because every single one of them, they're all of them are almost 10% move besides 2K. Take two.
Take two.
Yeah.
That
So
math seems off to me. That
the
seems off.
like what?
$100 in each one, 15. That couldn't.
That's
I don't
yeah.
think
You
that
got
could.
if you $100, we got glue.
Glue. Okay.
You put $100. You got BMY. You put $100. That's 13%. Glue is 15%. JD is 50%. You get what I'm saying? So, what I mean, if you think about it, we got like what, 12, 13 stocks. You got Twitter, Square, 52%, SGMS, 52%, Teladoc, 57%, FireEye, 5%. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
It kind of I don't know if it would be, I don't know if it would be 10 grand, but I know for a fact it'll be over five.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you threw 100 in every one,
And
you obviously you be. I mean, we got some 50%ers, some
yeah, that's
60
what I'm trying to
percenters in
say.
there.
Obviously, you would be over five. Not maybe five, but I don't know about 10. But
We gotta do our
we gotta
own
do the
math
math
on
on
that,
that.
man.
You know what I mean? But because when you're playing with percentage, you don't really know. But
Yo,
um,
what about our boys Tesla, man?
Tesla,
I mean, they stopped. They got the 35K Model 3 came out this week. They're about to shut down the stores. Uh, they about to be in
I thought,
super
you know what I mean. I
lawsuits
feel
now.
like, be honest with you, man. I feel like Elon Musk makes rash decisions.
He the Donald Trump of the business world, man.
He makes rash decisions, but his decisions actually work out. That's the thing. It's like, man, you think about it, and you're like, man, that's so rash. Like, why? But then in like 2 years later, it's working out. It's flourishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though Jerome might not like him, but at the same time, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. This dude's a genius. And genius people don't think really rash. So
Yeah, I mean, well, he did what he had to do to make profit, right? He wanted to
yeah,
come out with the $35,000 car, so he had to shut down stores in order to make that happen. But now, now that he's going all online, the car dealerships, whatever little clique they got up
bro.
together, they about to try to
Go
start,
ahead, go
suing
ahead,
them
and
and
let
stuff.
Elon Musk go ahead, Cam, tell Elon Musk what he need to do
Oh,
to
he need
keep
to,
his cars.
yeah,
Go ahead, let him know.
he need to buy Carvana, buy Carvana,
100%.
and so that when people come through, they buy the car online. Carvana just come up, pick up the car. They already got a service like that, or not pick up the car. They come up and deliver the Tesla to you. I know Tesla already delivers the car, but that'll get you around the car dealership thing if you bought
But
Carvana.
yeah, because Carvana, it has its own sites. You know what I mean? Just like Tesla has stores, but you can buy Carvana and just let Carvana take care of the stores, and you can still sell different cars, but 20, maybe 25, 30% of it will be Teslas in each Carvana.
You already know, man. Cut that,
You know what I mean?
Elon.
Listen, man,
Cut the check,
Carvana is not a
man.
lot of money, man. It's $6.3 billion. You
Oh,
can
you got
buy
that.
that.
You got that. You got
You
that.
got that. You know what I mean? I think that you should go with that. Dude, this company's doing phenomenal. When me and Cam first saw it, it
I
was at like $20.
$20, but that we got to give props to somebody in our chat mention Carvana at like it was at like 1920, and
Yep.
so what I'm saying, I had never heard of it until he had mentioned it, and I looked it up. I was like, oh, this is gonna be the future of buying cars. But Tesla, go ahead, buy Carvana. You can store Teslas in that little vending machine. They got the car vending machine. They got, you know what I'm saying? You could also use that to sell used Teslas. Everything, man. Right now they have little sites. They can either ship you the car, or you can have a site where you go pick it up. The site could be the Carvana vending machine. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that just seems like a no
To
brainer to
me, it
me.
seems like a good buy because they're doing so well. Because they're at $43 right now. They're doing phenomenal. Um, just for a company that only been around for 6 years.
Exactly.
So I think that personally, what I mean, that is a good buy, stock wise, company wise.
Or at least enter a partnership with them or something.
Yeah, because I think that would alleviate the problem of having stores that has Tesla's name on it. It could just be a Carvana that's sponsored or supports by Tesla.
Exactly.
That's the best way to go. You know what I mean?
Man, cut that. Cut the check. Oh,
Cut it.
cut the check. How many CEOs owe us money, man? It's a couple
Man,
of them. It's got
man, we should be billionaires
yeah.
by now, man.
Bezos owe us a couple bucks. You know what I'm saying? But cut that check. Dang. Um, but I thought that
You know what I'm surprised about, man?
what you got?
The SGMS.
I'm
How
surprised.
well that's
I'm
doing.
surprised. I'm actually surprised about SGMS, and I'm surprised about Keys also. Not.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we knew they were gonna be good buys, but this fast. It seemed like SGMS and Keys did the same thing. Like they just shot up and they ain't coming down. Seemed like I'm like, yo,
Yeah, you know what I mean. Their earnings, man, is like their fourth quarter earnings is like I guess it was so good. You know what I mean? Uh,
what that?
but I think you stumbled onto something on SGMS because that's the way games are like being played. Things are like so much people are into more games, and with that going on, I think a lot of it has to do with betting, and that's why I think there's still hope for 2K Take Two to be exact, is because once betting set into place, that
Over.
changes everything.
Yes, yes,
It
yes.
does. It changes everything.
That was one. I'm real high on the gambling, the casino stocks, gambling stocks, because if you think about it, sports betting
It's
is
huge.
only it's huge, and it's only in Las Vegas and only in Atlantic City. Those are only places you can sports bet. I think maybe Connecticut. Either way, there's only 2 or 3 states that allow it. Once everywhere is allowed to do sports betting, and you know casinos are more regular. I know out here in Ohio, we just got a casino. Like I think it was like 2012. That's that's late to the game. Las Vegas and them, they had the sleeper hold on the game, but as these things become more popular and and the government legalizes it, these stocks just gonna jump. The gambling stocks, that's what people like to do. People like to gamble and watch porn. That's what they like to do.
Yep. And that dude, and I think that's where Take Two will come into place, like betting, all that stuff. Will personally, that's me.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
that's EA, Sony. They need to cut the check too, because we were talking
right.
about gambling just on Madden. You know what I'm saying? You could be able to play. I should be able to log on to Madden and see you online. Like, yo, I'll play you. I bet you $5. I beat you in this game. You just do it virtually. EA take a cut. I don't know. Everybody getting like 3-5%. EA take the cut, and then you play the game. You know what I'm saying? You got other places out there that's takeover targets. I mean, if you think about FanDuel, you think about DraftKings, people like that. Um, that
Yeah, I want to ask you one question before we move on to the next subject. Um, this is kind of more a little bit off topic of the gambling, but Teledoc. You ever think we're gonna see 90 in the next month?
in the next month, no, absolutely not the next month. But I do think that Teledoc and Square is getting to a point where we really need to be like, yo, should we take some profit right here? Especially Square. Now, Square for me, when
I
it
learned
gets
my lesson from the first time.
on Square,
Yeah. What I mean, if we weren't into Square so early, um, we would have took a major hit because we was in Square so early and it recovered so great.
it didn't matter.
Um, it didn't matter. You know what I mean? But when you get to that range where anything over 35%, you start playing that risk game of, what I mean, people start taking profit.
Yeah, to me, I
You
feel
know,
like it's 20%, but there is a percentage where you like, okay, we gotta reevaluate
you
this.
know
You
what
know
I
what I'm
mean?
saying?
And we do got to reevaluate here, definitely here, because Teledoc, Keys Technology, you know, SGMS, Scientific Games, they're all over 50%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some high numbers here. It's not like they're low numbers. They're all over 50%. And you know what I mean? You got half of your money. You got all your money back and half. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you
Yeah.
got half of
Yeah.
you may already half of the money that you put in, and
Here's my problem though. One of the problems that I have with taking profit, especially on something like Teledoc Square, something that we've been in. I don't want to say since the beginning, but I'm gonna say since the beginning, right? Now, because I was thinking about like, yo, I was thinking about taking my profit on Teladoc before they reported earnings. It was at like 72 or something like that. I was like, yo, man, I should just be out. But the problem is, if I take all that money out, where am I gonna put it? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
another thing.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want it to just sit there, and that may sound pretty stupid. Like, man, I don't want to take profit because I don't have nothing else to buy. But I mean, that's true. Teladoc Square is serving me good right now, so why would I take it out? If I did take it out,
Oh man,
I
I've been
got
in Teledoc since $21. Cam been in there since 13.
I've been in there since about 10-9.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Early baby stages,
Yeah, early. I mean,
man.
people was laughing at me when I was telling them I was buying that, but
Yeah,
I
I,
mean, what would I purchase? You know, with that
you know what
money,
I mean.
I don't know.
When
There
you
ain't nothing.
when you get it at T, and this is the only time where I can honestly say this with 100% truth. When you get a stock at 9, 10, $8, and say you put, let's just say you put 300-400 bucks into it, and I know Cam over time, it. And to me, this is how I do things personally. If I get a stock that's under $10, I put a price where I stop buying. And I
Right.
know Cam probably does the
Yeah,
same
I do.
thing.
I do too. Even though I did
Um,
buy some more Teledyne when it had dropped, like in
yeah,
October or November.
we no big players. They do the same thing. They get a stock. Say they get a stock, for example, at $8. They tell themselves once they reach like 13, 14, I'm not gonna buy no
Right.
more. So they
Exactly.
try to buy as much as they can
At that
before it
low
reach
price.
that certain level mark. And I do the same thing. I stopped buying Teledoc at $27. Um, but you know, what I mean, when you get to that threshold, there's a lot of shares that you have, and that's when you start to realize, okay, man, like let's for example, if you got 200 shares of Teledoc, man, that 200 times $70, that's you know, what I
Exactly.
mean, that's quite a bit of money, and you got to figure out what you're gonna do, where you want to put it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want that money sitting there not collecting anything. Definitely when the Teledoc is doing you so great.
Right. Exactly. That's the whole problem. Like with me, and you know, what I'm saying when people, you know, our listeners, they more of beginners. I feel like they're more people who put normal amounts of money in the stock market, not like you see these people. There's be like Carl Icahn. He didn't put 3 billion in Apple. Like, what I'm saying, our listeners don't invest like that. Our listeners invest
Yeah,
where
you
every
know what I mean.
paycheck they might put in $300. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but I
saying?
feel like we can get people to that point because just like you got Teledoc at 9, $10, you know what I mean? Who can't take $50 maybe every 2 weeks? Because it took a while for Teledoc to get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get to 16, 17.
yeah.
It took
Because
literally 6, 7 months.
yeah, so what I
So
what I was doing, I was only putting like I was putting $200 every twice a month. I was doing $200, and then sometimes it would be $12. It was bouncing between $10 and $12 for like
yeah,
months.
that's what I'm saying. Like me, I was only putting like $100 almost only every month. Then once it got past 27, I stopped buying. You know what I mean? So whatever I had, I had. That's how I did it.
Right? Yeah. See, I forgot the price that I stopped buying, but it wasn't. I think it was like 20 something. But then I did end up buying like a bunch of more shares at like 33, and then I bought some more. Last time I bought a big chunk was like uh November. I think it went down to 40
Oh yeah, we
forty
both
four
did.
dollars.
Yeah, we both did because we realized that was the bottom. It was like this is a good opportunity to throw like a couple $100 into it, which was a good idea because guess what? It's up 57%. So you
Right,
know,
right. So the amount of shares that like I
yeah, and
accumulated with Square, Zillow, and Teledoc, man, it's like in the hundreds of
yeah,
shares.
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something, and I think that's a great way to build wealth. You know what I mean? it really doesn't have much matter how much you're making. You can always put $10, $15 aside and find a good, decent company. It might take a year or two, like Teladoc, to get up there, but
At that
I
time,
would
you're
take,
accumulating them cheap shares, though.
yeah, you accumulating them cheap shares. Now, not every cheap stock is a good stock. Remember that. But but if you have an opportunity to catch a stock at 9, 8, 10, 11, $12, do it. It's a You know what I mean? It's a great way to build a small amount of wealth that you can transfer to other stocks that will build you more wealth.
Right, and
Um,
before you know it, man, you turning, a couple $100 into a couple thousand. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know what I
Then
mean?
you turning a couple thousand into, 10,000. Then you turning 10,000 into 25,000. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because as these stocks double, you know, you double in your money. So if you put $500 in Teladoc,
And you can also save that money. You know what I mean? Maybe like you see an opportunity and see a stock downtrending, and you see a support at, for example, let's take two for example. You see support at 80 and you want to wait until 80. By the time you wait for 80, you put in something in the savings account and building. You know what I mean? And I think that's a great way to build a savings account while you're waiting to purchase a stock, or, you know what I mean, try to get something that you want. Definitely in the stock market, that's going to make you gain more money in the future.
right. So, hey, good tips. Um, yo, I just forgot what I was about to say. I'm about to give out my Twitter handles and stuff. Follow me on
But
something, everything at Camboni11.
something, everything at Cambodia 11. Oh man.
uh, Marathon Money Chat. Hit us up in there, man. We got some uh new people joined, and I see we're getting a lot of new likes on our Facebook page, which is cool, man. We're getting the word out there, so we appreciate everybody. Where can they find you, Kenny?
Kenny Khan 23. I try to be more involved in the chat, but this last 2 weeks been busy. But Instagram, Twitter, you know, um, trying to make Wincrease and Marathon Money more big. So I actually came up with an idea last night, so probably have some for you guys in the summer that would help us grow. I mean, get that type money.
MMS.
Uh,
Get the chain. Get an
get the
MMS chain.
chain. Yeah. stocks. But appreciate you guys listening, keeping with us. We get a lot of compliments. You never know. I mean, we can be that establishment.
All right, man. Till next week.
Peace.
Peace.